I am a coward. Uh-oh. The kind that watches other people play horror games with my volume turned down low and with my fingers partially blocking my eyes. So when I saw the E.M.M.I in that initial Metroid Dread trailer, I was not looking forward to dealing with them in the actual game. You could even say I was Metroid dreading the experience. I'll just play the clip. Well, I saw the trailer. Here it comes. Oh, no. Things have changed since though. Now I love these big fellas and they're easily one of my favorite parts of the entire game. This video explains why I like them so much through the lens of how an E.M.M.I elicits 4 emotions from the player. But before that, let me quickly describe what happens when you face an E.M.M.I. E.M.M.I sections are a thrilling game of cat and mouse. You are completely outmatched physically, so you must instead outwit and outmaneuver your pursuer. You slink around, desperately attempting to evade the attention of the massive murderous machine. A slight slip-up results in the E.M.M.I discovering you and initiating a heart-pounding chase with your life on the line. Get caught and you're afforded 2 last, improbable chances at saving yourself via the melee parry. It's purposefully extremely difficult to time correctly, but if you do land the parry, you stun the E.M.M.I, and it's like you're a mouse narrowly escaping the jaws of death by hitting the cat with the... The finale of each of these sections are climactic standoffs, where you bait the E.M.M.I into a large space and melt their armor as they menacingly charge at you in a slow-motion life-or-death game of chicken. You think robots have no personality? Then explain the raw, confident energy exuding from this Giga Chad, charging into your sustained fire, begging you, daring you to keep standing still while you blast away and see what happens. They're second only to the Omega Chad Samus herself. Then the armor comes off and you blow its head off with the KO blast. To me, the E.M.M.I sections are so amazing because of how they manage to powerfully evoke your emotions. And I'm so fucking dead. I'll be breaking it down into what I feel to be the main 4 feelings drawn out. Wild panic, a more subdued dread, as the game title promises, cocky arrogance, and anticipatory excitement. By the way, there will be minor gameplay spoilers for the various abilities that you and the E.M.M.I gain over the course of the game. Let's start with panic, which is probably the loudest emotion of the 4. As in, it's the most pronounced and obvious. But also, when an E.M.M.I is chasing you, the only thing on your mind is getting away from the scary bastard. You are the prey running for dear life from the predator. But the E.M.M.I isn't your only problem at this point. The environment can be your biggest ally or your second deadliest enemy. If you run yourself the wrong way, well, it'll be called a dead end for more than one reason. You know how many times I've fled to a charge shot door without my blaster charged? And trying to slowly scale a magnetic wall while being chased just doesn't work out. Your only reprieve is being able to pause the game and plan out your route while looking at the map. Then you finally get caught and try to parry for your life and it's just... Your primal brain is in control here, and it's screaming at you to run! This thing, dude! Okay, it's okay. It's like that feeling where you're playing the Spy from TF2 and you've just gotten a backstab. For those that don't know, the Spy is a class that's weak in direct combat, but can kill instantly with a melee attack to the rear, and has many tricks up his tailor-made sleeves to accomplish this goal. Right after a backstab though, your true form is laid bare to the world, and the character you've backstabbed is screaming their lungs out. Now the whole enemy team can turn around and easily mince your meat. That feeling of panic as I try to juke my enemies and find a nice place to hide is similar to when I'm being chased by an E.M.M.I. I mean, also running away from anything is like this. Just look at almost any horror game ever, or anytime you can't fight back against a pursuer in any game.
We're going to die! We're going to die!
What differentiates Dread from Panic for me is that Dread is a much more subdued, jeez, things could go really badly here, as opposed to Panic's, when you enter an E.M.M.I area and can hear it but can't see it, that's Dread. When you're cloaked right next to an E.M.M.I that's searching for you as your controller vibrates rhythmically to the beat of a heart, and it just might accidentally bump into you, that's Dread. Uh-oh. Oh no. When you see that there's goddamn water in the E.M.M.I section and, oh my god, I can't move in this shit, why would the developers do this to me? That's Dread. When you've made a noise in an area that's difficult to navigate and the E.M.M.I is just about to see you, honestly, that's kind of both Dread and Panic. I don't know, I could be misunderstanding the definition of Dread, but you get my point. E.M.M.I sections bring you a full range of fear from, I really want to get out of here, to, get me the hell out of here! Don't you dare. No! Dread is usually viewed through the lens of creepy atmospheres in horror games, but I think you can extrapolate that to include any occasion you feel a game is promising you a bad time in the near future. Also that goddamn Killer Croc segment in Batman Arkham Asylum where you have to sneak around the rafts or else Killer Croc will hear you, jump out of the water, and kill you instantly. I am sick of scary segments in superhero games. I'm sorry, I thought this was a power fantasy, so why the hell am I so terrified? But hey now, Samus may be outmatched physically, but that doesn't mean you're inferior. In fact, what better way to prove your superiority than asserting dominance over someone stronger? Okay, well, this is actually kind of an unhealthy mindset to have, especially if you're playing with real people. You shouldn't use other people to stroke your ego, and beating someone in a game or any other aspect of life doesn't make you a better person than them overall. But E.M.M.I don't have feelings, so I can talk all the shit I want. And E.M.M.I might have the body, but I have the mind. How playing an E.M.M.I fills me with an irresistible urge to shout rude remarks as I speed away. Fool. I'm right in front of you. What an idiot. It's a nice feeling, patting myself on the back after breaking an E.M.M.I's metallic ankles. Whether it's good movement to juke out the E.M.M.I, or staring with a smug smirk on my face as the E.M.M.I's figurative breath fogs up my invisible visor right before it walks away dumbfounded. Nice try, E.M.M.I. Better luck next time. Heaven forbid I pull off the last chance melee parry to save my life and stun the E.M.M.I. At that point, the crown of arrogance physically fuses to my skull. Boy! The last chance parry reminds me of hitting a friend in a fighting game with a dirty trick.
That should barely reach. Yeah! Dude, that is so...
Honestly, I'm not sure how much others relate to my thorough enjoyment of toying with and trash-talking the E.M.M.I. I have definitely taken things too far and received my comeuppance before. Oh, he's fast! Ha! What better way to stun on? Oh, come on! At the very least, I'm certain triumphing over the Herculean obstacle that is the E.M.M.I is universally satisfying. A combination of the aforementioned three emotions cause this fourth feeling, and anticipatory excitement. E.M.M.I encounters are enthralling, they're addicting. Every interaction is a rush of adrenaline and exhilaration. After defeating an E.M.M.I, I would find myself eagerly awaiting the next encounter. You see, both Samus and the E.M.M.I are constantly evolving throughout the game. Hell, initially the E.M.M.I can't follow you through narrow slide spaces, and you can't even sneak. You've heard of why can't Metroid crawl, but the beginning of the game had me asking why can't Metroid walk? Of course, the situation changes drastically throughout the game, as both the E.M.M.I and Samus have increasingly ridiculous arsenals with each successive encounter. I couldn't help but be excited for the next showdown with my rivals. What new abilities will they have? What will the environment be like? And how can I utterly embarrass the E.M.M.I with my newfound abilities? The E.M.M.I sections, even with all the game overs they cause, are fun. The generous checkpoint system surrounding the E.M.M.I definitely doesn't hurt. They're the type of encounters that make you lean forward in your chair and put your face in the screen. You can't help but get amped up for them. It's that feeling of competing with a friend in any game. It's impossible to predict every minute detail of the competition. The experience is defined by the both of you reacting to each other and constantly trying to gain the upper hand. You're both an ever-evolving obstacle to the other person. It's one of the purest forms of play. Yeah, I know the EMMI aren't real people. I get it. They're AI, both in-game and in-game. The point I'm making is that the EMMI are enjoyable rivals, and facing off with rivals is always exciting. The EMMI grow alongside Samus throughout the game. Samus faces them each time not only with the abilities found through exploration and gained through defeating bosses, but also with abilities absorbed from the EMMI upon their destruction. Eventually, Samus grows so powerful that even what is likely the strongest EMMI, the Red EMMI, perishes without making for a real competition. Look at the relationship between Samus and the EMMI. Samus not only makes each defeated EMMI into her own strength, but she also grows in power so rapidly and so profoundly throughout the game that EMMI are eventually no longer a threat. The rivalry, as I call it, between Samus and the EMMI is such an excellent way to accentuate what Samus is, or has become by the end of the game. Okay, brief spoiler alert for the end of the game. It's a major story spoiler, so skip ahead to the timestamp if you haven't beaten the game yet. 3, 2, 1. The EMMI prove that Samus isn't just Metroid-like in how she absorbs power, but that she is truly a Metroid, the ultimate warrior, with an unmatched talent for growth. At least, this is true for the first playthrough. I imagine speedrunners and other people who get really good at Metroid Dread will be able to breeze through EMMI sections right from the start. At that point, the EMMI will just become the 6-year-old cousin that wants to play Smash Brothers with you. All in all, the EMMI are undeniably a highlight of the game. You're faced with an overwhelmingly powerful enemy, but you're also handed a plethora of tools to overcome them in a variety of ways. You panic, you cower, but you also lord your intelligence over them in moments, and eventually plant your flag on their charred remains. My favorite color might be blue, but the yellow EMMI overcame the odds and became my favorite because it is speed. The sounds of the EMMI are deeply ingrained into my memory. The intense robotic rapping of a searching EMMI. Chill, EMMI spitting heat right now. The when it kills you, and the menacing clunk clunk thunk of an EMMI approaching you. EMMI are such an engaging part of the game, and I feel I can truly call them my best frenemy. I laugh at them when I win, but I can also admit my defeat when I've been bested. In fact, I've developed such a good relationship with them that I've invited EMMI to my place for a surprise special guest appearance. Oh, EMMI just got here. How's it going, buddy? Ah, EMMI's coming right this way. Must want to say hi to the fans. This is a little bit uncomfortable. Hello, it's Chico. Leave a like on the video for more of my stuff like this to be recommended to you and others like you. Check out my channel and maybe subscribe for more similar videos. Thanks for hanging out.